Hello everyone. So, yesterday I showed you how to do this. Today, for my Lavinia stamps video tutorial from me to you, I'm going to show you how I created the card to match the envelope I did yesterday. Right, off we go. I've taken an A4 sheet of Lavinia Stamps cream cardstock and I've folded it, creased it, and I've cut it to 17 centimetres in length by 12 centimetres in width. And that gives me my one layer card. Next, it's the stencil that will go on, although I'm going to take a bit of copy paper to protect the inside of my card from any stray bits of ink. And this stencil is called Flourish. So I want most of the image to be over on the left hand side. So popping it down there, I've got it a bit bendy here. I use this for all sorts. It's fabulous on the gel press. Right. And I'm using my most favourite speckled egg. Now this is quite an old ink pad, and so it's not very wet. So I'm really going to have to load it up onto my makeup brush. I haven't re-inked this. I'm just going to concentrate on the middle, pressing quite heavily, because obviously I want to see the image of the stencil, and this is the first layer onto the card. Keeping away from the right hand side, just concentrating a bit on the middle, going up to the top, almost to the top, right to the top if you want to. Does move about the stencil, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt it. Look, that's nice. And maybe a little bit more there. Yeah, and maybe a bit more over there. So you can lift it and whop it back down again. It really doesn't matter until you're happy. Stencil you just wipe over with a damp cloth. Next, I'm going to pop down some text. And this is Magic Surrounds Us. Gorgeous font. Beautiful verse. Everything about it is a winner. So I've inked up with Warm Breeze, Versifying Clair, second generation. So take the first one off and then down, excuse me. I'll just have a sip of coffee. Oh, that's lovely. No chalky biscuits though. No, I'm on a diet. Huh. Don't know how long that'll last though, to be honest. Now, right, where was I? So I've got the first one there, moving over a little bit and then down, not pressing too heavily, just want bits and pieces of the text. Yeah, but not that much, you know, it's not enough. You can't see anything. So inking up again. First generation off. And then try that again, but not pressing too heavily, not too much pressure. Oh yeah, can see it a bit better now. And then over there like so, along the bottom, and then maybe just a tiny amount along that top. Yeah, so that I've got the whole of the background is giving me texture regarding that stamp with the words. But you can still read it here and there. Next, it's the tree. Now this, yesterday I used the Tree of Courage. This is its partner, Tree of Hope. And when you put them and use them both in the same image, on the same card, you get a beautiful arch. And because they are swinging towards each other, and it's really beautiful. But I'm using them separately and they're still as stunning. Versafine Claire Nocturne. I used a stamp press yesterday. Being brave today. Going to wing it with an acrylic block. Plenty of ink. This was re-inked last night, this pad. Just want to get a cloth to take off that surplus ink around here. And here. Don't want to risk any of it going on my card. And maybe a bit here too, I can see. Okay, that should do it. And then I'm going about 1.5 inches up from the bottom and just over 1 inch from the right-hand side. Down, press. Now, don't press too heavily. You've got to be firm, but at the same time, you don't really want to squash the images of these beautiful, delicate branches. So be gentle in that area, but make sure that it does make contact, of course, with your cardstock. And a bit firmer down this end. Let's have a look. Perfect. Lovely. All right, so we're heading there. Next, I'm going to pop in little Pipin. And also, I've got a tree hive, the small one from the tree hive set. Is this too far out here? Let me just see if you pop that down. I hope that you didn't, I wasn't out of shot there. I'll run the video back. So I'm using the tree hive set. And I'll pop that in first before, no I won't, it's Pipin first because I need to know where he's looking. All right, and here's Pipin. Used him yesterday on the envelope, but as this card is to match, I want to use some of the same stamps, of course. But a different look because it's a different tree. Oh, I've got a mark on Pipin. I've just got to wipe that off. It's a bit of fluff or lint from a cloth. That looks better. Okay. And Pipin is going up. Just a smidgen or two from the bottom of the tree and down. Let the ink soak in, gently, gently, and then down and up. And there he is. Maybe you could do with a little help from my black polychromos. So make sure that he's totally opaque. That's it, he's lovely. I'm also, as I've said earlier, I'm going to use this small tree hive from the tree hive set. And that's sort of going to dangle down just above his nose. And I suppose he's wondering what's inside. Very gentle. I don't want to over ink this. It's a delicate stamp. And again, wipe off the surplus of the ink. And then I'm going to place it on this branch here. and just very delicately holding it because I don't want to press it too hard, and then it down and up again. Right, so it's not quite connected, and also there's a tiny little amount of ink didn't take here, so fill that in. So I'm going to join the stem of the tree hive to the branch, but I'm not going to risk doing a line. I'm doing lots of little dots. And then that way I can join it up. So that's it, pleased with that. So that's my tree hive. Now Pipin, oh no, I put in the thistle next. That's better, yeah. Thistle next, everybody. Stand by your desks. Absolutely gorgeous, this. And the ink that I'm using today, Glamorous, Versifying Clear Glamorous, Versifying Clear Summertime. Starting off with Summertime. And then Glamorous. Surplus ink from around. Then I'm going to go up on the side here. Quite straight, this one. Well, no, actually I will twist it a little. Just twisting a little. Press down. Firmly and up. That looks good. A bit more of the Summertime. Then the Glamorous. And then going along the bottom at an angle, coming up at an angle actually. Like so. And then another one to go up this right hand side, so a bit more both colours again, but I'm concentrating more of the Summertime and Glamorous towards the bottom. I'm going to swing the card round without getting ink everywhere so that I can come in on that side. I don't want to go up as high as this one because I need it's better for your design if the stamps are stamped at different heights, so they're not so uniform. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's lovely. Bit of a gap here, so I'm going to take off a bit more ink and just put a shadow in there and maybe another one there. So that's third and fourth generation, and it just fills in the bottom, but it isn't overpowering. It's just behind the original image. If I'd used first generation at the bottom for all of that, it would have been too much. Next, it is, oh yes, underneath Pipin there, I'm using some colouring pencils. Any colours will do. I've just happened to choose these because I'm going to colour the tree in a moment. So I've just got a yellow, rather an orange, a blue, a red and a green. Any colouring pencils will do. And also I'm looking for, oh yes, this stamp here, which I'll come on to in a moment. And that's all I need, I think. Yeah. So I'm taking the blue pencil first, and I'm just grounding Pipin. Don't want to overdo it. So I've got a bit of the blue, and then a bit of orange. That will do. Take that out. And then finally red, and red really is just to tone in with the other colours that I have in the card. Like so. And then just to give the tree a bit of colour at the bottom. I'm not going mad colouring this tree because there's quite a bit of colour in the card already. Unlike yesterday, I didn't do any stenciling yesterday. So the tree was sort of crying out for a bit more colour than this one is. Do whatever you like, you know. So a bit orange always makes the images stand out, I've found. Always. Orange or yellow. Okay, that will do. I'm happy with that. Bit more colour than the original, and I think it looks better. Right, so now I'm just going to tone down that grounding under Pipin, just a smidge, just to take it out with my eraser. And I'm also wanting to put in a bit of grounding under the tree. That would be useful. Just a bit of blue there for shadow, and the orange again. Not being too fussed. And then take the eraser to blend again. Now, I've got to make I've got to own up. With the tree of courage, you get sort of a long dangly bit. This is part of the long dangly bit. It's just a sprig of leaves, and it hangs from the tree. And I've cut it, and I use it as a fill-in beside very tiny stamps to give the illusion of wildflowers. So I have got the other half, and it still works as one complete stamp, but I just wanted a tiny little bit, and to be honest, the other bit of the dangly bit was getting in my way, so out came the scissors. I had to own up because you can see that I've cut it. Now, I'm going to start off with Warm Breeze, just gently tapping, and it's a second generation, and I'm going to pop that down beside him, and then going over to the other side, and then up. Now, you'll notice that I've come down a bit too much, but there is a way of getting rid of that, so don't panic, missus. Okay, so now I'm going for the glamorous. Taking off 2 generations of this because it is a bit overpowering otherwise. Pressing down, and you just get the idea of the wildflowers surrounding him. And then finally onto the orange. Look in the pound sections on Lavinia. I think Tracy might do something similar in there to give you the wildflower look, but in a tiny form. So that I'm happy with that, but I have got the wildflower coming down in areas that I don't want it to. So out comes my eraser, and I'll try and rub some of that ink off. It's pigment ink, so may not work. Well, it's taken a fair bit off there. Get my brush. And then where it doesn't, I'm using a white pen just to scribble out. And trust me, the white pen will soak in and you won't notice. So now it looks as if the wildflowers are just along the grounding. that I gave him. Can you see that? I'll hold it up so you can see it. Look. Now you can see the white pen, that's quite noticeable. But we're going to be splashing around with white, and so you won't notice that. And also it will soak into the card. And it doesn't look unattractive anyway, and it's covered up all that lower bit. The only way out of it is to cut that image down more, and I really don't want to do that, because in the end I'll end up with nothing. And also they're easy to lose, aren't they, when they're very, very small. And that is such a useful stamp, just for that, just for that. Okay. We have a moon, we do. This is a moon mask from Lavinia Stamps, and I'm going to use that next. But before I do, I need to ensure that the card is dry, the black. It probably is, because it was a while ago, but I'm going to use some Distress ink and that moon mask, and it might reactivate the black and then smear it, and that will spoil everything. I was a girl guide. I should have been prepared, but I'm afraid I wasn't, mainly because I was a terrible girl guide. Right. I loved being in the brownies, actually, and maybe because I was a troop leader, I was in charge, and you're going, of course you were. Right, that should do. Popping the moon down. Like so. And then I'm using a pink makeup brush and Victorian velvet. I'm just popping that down a little. This is quite a wet pad, so I want to make sure I don't put too much on at once. Coming up. Just dip dab and then dab it off. Not going to do the bottom, of course, because that moon now is hiding behind the tree. And I want to bring a fair amount of colour here. And this is the same colour that I used for the moon on the envelope yesterday. Yes, oh, a bit more there maybe, actually. Yeah, coming out of that side. So come out over the thistle, but not over the tree. Yes, that's nice. Okay. Right, next we're going to put a bit of glitter on. I'm using a quickie glue pen. And popping that around the moon. Like so. This goes on blue, this quickie glue pen, and then dries clear. You'll find these on the Lavinia Stamps website. And then I think what I might do is to hide any surplus of that white pen that I used to cover up that's ink for the wildflowers. I'm going to pop a bit on there as well. If I don't like it, I can brush it off, but that might even disguise it even further. Oh, I forgot my stars. Oh, I have to put those on after. Now, glue. Oh, got the glue, got the glitter. This is a very fine white iridescent glitter. Sweet Poppy stencil glitter, this one. Down it goes. Quick flick. You see I did the back of the card, did it wrong, so I had to turn it over. I don't want to waste that cardstock, okay? I forgot that I'd used the back of the card. No, I'm not doing the video again. Okay. Now, taking the brush, just want to take some of the glitter away from this area, like so. Yes, that's good. And now I'm going to add the stars. Where did I put them? Oh, I didn't actually use them, did I? Right, as you were, I didn't mention stars. No stars, okay? Nothing. They're not there. It's cloudy. Right. So, with that, I'm done. And that glitter underneath that grounding of, God, it's everywhere, doesn't it? Of Pipin looks pretty good. Yeah, it does. Pop that there. Now, there's one thing that is jarring, and I don't know if I could alter it at all. And that is some of this text here is too strong. So I'm going to try and see if I can remove some of it with my eraser. I just want to remove some of the blue so that it sinks more into the background. So that it gives me a better balance, because my eye is going to the top of this card all the time because of that abundance of blue on the text. And I really want it to be calmer. It's better. It's just taken that blue off enough to make me happy. Right. I don't know if that light's all right on this, but anyway, I'll see in a moment when I run the video back. Here's the one that I did earlier. And then also the envelope. Which is here. Oh, look. I'll just have this one, I think. So that's the one that I've just completed. There's the envelope to match. I really enjoyed doing that. That was fun. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you have a go. Share if you do, please. And I'll see you again next weekend. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Bye for now.